Cheers everyone, welcome to a video which I've been wanting to make for a while, and my channel's gonna mark 10 years in about 8 weeks time. um, and I wanted to know what makes a beer reviewer a beer reviewing legend. What in your mind, what in your eyes makes a beer reviewer legendary status within the beer reviewing community? It's an interesting one because I put up a snap poll about 4 to 5 hours ago. I haven't got many votes on this poll, but it tells a telling story straight away um, on it. So I'll show you what I've done. I'll show you what I've put on my YouTube channel in the community tab. I can bring it up. Um, I said, cheers everybody. Gonna do a video on what makes a beer reviewer legend. Running this poll to see what you lot think it takes to be a beer tubing legend. I haven't got many votes on it, but I thought myself, well, I'm not going to have it up for long. I just thought, give an insight of, because I know the people, there's certain people out there who, whatever I do, will vote and give me a clear indication what it's all about. So I put up 4 categories. I can put any more up on my YouTube. It says amount of views and subs, the time they've been reviewing, entertainment and humour, and knowledge of beer and breweries. I had a couple of comments. I'm not going to go into them. But the results speak for themselves, I think, because the winner is entertainment and humour at 50%, knowledge of beer and breweries at 44%, the time they've been reviewing at 6%. The interesting one is the amount of views and subs, 0. Now, yeah, not many people have voted. I get that, but it's a telling. It shows already the way it's going. It's an indication of what makes a beer reviewer legend. Now, I don't confess myself as a beer reviewer legend. I don't, because I was influenced by people who were beer reviewer legends and still are. Your Terry Kay, Ginger Ale Trail, Stuart Pickard, Maria Devan, um, these, Danny at Sofa King Drunk. These channels were the ones which spoke to me on um, on a level which I found entertaining and inspired me. So for me, those are the channels for me I regard as legends. Now, what we have on YouTube is we have generations of beer reviewers. I came in the second generation of beer reviewers, or you could call it the second generation of beer reviewers. So you've got me, Dean of Dean's Beer Reviews, um, I could say Blue Nose Beer Reviews, Kent Beer Reviews as well. So we came in after the first wave, and I think every wave inspires the previous wave, if you know what I mean. So um, I was trying to kind of like fathom what makes a legend of beer reviewing. I'm going to upset a few people. I'm not going to mention channels which I don't like, but I'm going to mention channels for me. I thought about doing a top 5 beer channel thing, who I think are my top 5 beer channels. Um, and I don't think there's really a definitive top 5 for me. Um, I like to watch different people all the time. And for me, I think that's the key. There's beer reviews I watch, which I will mention in this video, who I rate, who I think are entertaining and put a lot of effort in their videos. And for me, putting effort and entertainment, or even being you know informative to the point where you're addictive to watch, is the key. And there's other channels which I'm not going to mention because I don't think it's fair. I would, and I wouldn't do it, who I totally totally disagree with their way of doing things. I don't agree with going through, you know, trying to get as many subs as you can. Um, that doesn't make you a legend, nor in my book. You know, going out, being, using your channel as, I don't know, as a way, as a vehicle to earn money, as opposed to doing beer. Well, it feels like you're using your channel as a way and means of making money and earning money, and not, getting your priorities right. Because at the end of the day, if you review beer, it's the beer which should be the center of attention, nothing else. It's not. It shouldn't be seen as a money making machine. Um, there is a beer reviewer that's actually struck the the monetary side and the reviewing side, and got it even, and actually he comes across sincere. I have to say, Real Ale Craft Beer, he struck it. He's got the reviews, he's got the subs, but he does entertaining beer reviews, so he's got the balance. But there's some kind of like channels out there which are so focused on subs and views that when I look at them, I think you're a fucking joke. So that's the bottom line of it. So without mentioning my top five, I haven't got a top five. The beer channels, which or whatever, I hold regard as legends, or do I hold in regard as people who I think do a good job? I think I'll put in, these are the channels of who I think do a good job. Now, this video was inspired actually by me actually watching the Urban Viking Ale review. I think it's called that. Sorry, David, if you're watching this. Who I call a legend, because he's been going since Terry Kay, when he was, alive and that. And I think he's had health problems. He's come back. He hasn't got many subs in relation to how long he's been doing it on YouTube, but he's still doing some decent, really good reviews. And I really, really enjoyed them. I've been watching them this week. So the Urban Viking, David Dowling, please go and subscribe to him. He is, comes across as an honest beer reviewer. He doesn't bullshit, and he does a good job. Other people who I think do a good job of beer reviewing. All the people I watch or find entertainment. I think I'll have to go first with Dean's Beer Reviews. Started the same time as me and does a good job of reviewing beer. And he does it in a way which is so informative. It's addictive. You're watching his beer reviews, they're only about 5 minutes long or 4 minutes long, but he gets to the point in every one of them without having gimmicks or, glove puppets or majorettes. I would love to have majorettes in mine in the background. Then you've got to say Barry, All the Beer, No Idea. He's a great friend of mine. Does great beer reviews. Got really upset actually with him when he started to knock you on the head, but he does a good job. Deeping's Brew Reviews, if you're watching, does a good job. He's just started out, but he does a good job at reviewing beers. And you got to say also Scott Reviews Things, does a good job. I think what sets Scott apart from a lot of people is the fact that he does different material, and you have to say that the quality of his reviews and beer reviews um, and other videos, he puts a lot of effort in, in titles and the way it's edited. He does a good job, Blue Nose Beer Reviews, Harry and Kent Beer Reviews, they both do a good job. So there's plenty of people out there who do a good job. Uh, and that's what it's all about, And you look at their sub count, you look at their view count, it's not mind blowing. And for me, you know, to keep integrity, the people out there who watch you aren't daft. Keep your integrity and do decent beer reviews, and that's what it's all about. So, what for me does it take to be a beer tubing legend? For me, when I look at that poll I put up, apart from the amounts of views and subs, because that is just vanity, um, and the time they've been reviewing, that's just that doesn't really count either. Entertainment, humour, and knowledge of beers and brewery, I think, are the key ingredients to being a beer legend or beer YouTube legend. If you can be entertaining, if you can slip in a little bit of humour, and you know your onions, I think you'll be all right. That's my tip for anybody out there who wants to start reviewing beers or become a legend. Follow those rules. If you're funny and you know your beers and know your onions, you'll be all right. Cheers, everyone. Bib bib.